Welcome. Thank you so much for joining me. This is my YouTube channel, Just Count Me in Yoga, and my name is Sari Stone. I'm a holistic life coach, a tutor, and a yoga teacher. My students have been asking me for quite some time to post my classes, and so here's the first batch. These actually were pre-recorded during the COVID times. I recorded them for my job, but I will be recording starting in January 2 live classes a month, possibly more. And if you like these, please like, subscribe, share. Follow me on Instagram at SariStone2025 and come check out my podcast, Just Count Me In, about living your best life. And that also starts January 29th, 2025. I hope you enjoy your practice. Let's get into it. Namaste. For this practice, you'll need a traction surface, possibly a strap. This will be up to you if you decide to go that way. And then I like to use a block. You can also use books, cushions, pillows, whatever you've got that's handy in your environment. Okay, so let's come to start. We're going to start in tabletop position. Curling the toes underneath, hands directly under shoulders, taking a big breath in, arch the back, Halloween cat, round, and then exhale, lengthen out through the tailbone, pushing down through the fingertips, bringing the right knee into the nose on the inhale, and then extending it out, rolling out the ankle, dropping that right hip. One more time, bring it in. And exhale, looking ahead. Baby chaturanga is your exhale. Inhale, straighten it up. And repeat, knee to nose. And extend. And bend. And lengthen. Now from here, flip over that left leg. Dig your right heel in and sweep up on the inhale. Exhale, bow. Sit back, get those hamstrings. Now engaging the quads is going to lengthen those hamstrings. Bring it up on the inhale. Greet the day or the evening. Exhale, fold. One more breath. And then coming back to where you were, keeping that right hand down, left leg bent. Grab the inside of the foot with your hand, give it a kick, a little reach. Taking a big breath in and extending on the exhale. Coming back to center, cat-cow. So round and arch with breath. Round and arch, bringing the left knee to the nose on the inhale, and then extend it, drop the left hip, roll out that left ankle, point the toes to the ground, baby chaturanga. Inhale, straighten, breath out, and then knee to nose, extend it out. Repeat, baby chaturanga, maybe tap the chin, tap the nose, breath in. Pivot over the right leg, lead with your left arm and come up on the inhale, exhale, forward fold. So I hope your day is going well today. This is an energetic kind of snap out of it class today. Just be warned. Come up on the inhale. Use your breath to fuel your experience here. Exhale. And then curl back to plank. Come to plank pose for the first time actually. And then 3 cat-cow. So engaging the core, pressing out through the heels, rounding the back and lengthening. And rounding and lengthen. And round, strong core. And then bend your elbows lower all the way to the ground. Pass through chaturanga all the way to the ground. Pick up each leg, lengthen it, place it pinky toe side down. Roll up and back, low cobra. Exhale, lower. Now dragging the hands back about an inch, pressing the feet down so much that the knees come up. Come up and back, higher cobra. And exhale, lower. And then third to the charm, highest cobra. Maybe even you bounce it to an up dog. Get a little spicy here. And then push yourself back to child's pose. Child's pose, knees wide, head to the ground. Come to breath. And breath out. Now curl the toes underneath, straighten the legs, downward facing dog. Downward facing dog. So bend the knees, keeping the feet where they are. Drop your left heel in, bend your right knee and push back into the hip. And then straighten the right leg, bend your left leg, push back, warming up the calf, warming up the shin. Come back to center, drop the right heel in. Now bend the left knee, straighten the right leg. Woo, you'll feel it in the IT. And then bend the right knee, push out through the left. Come back to center on the inhale. Jump or step to that space between your hands. Come up halfway left. Exhale, forward fold. Bend the knees, reverse swan dive. Bring it all the way up. Greet your day. Right hand down, left arm crosses over. Get that energy moving. Bring it up. And then lock your thumbs together, gentle back bend. Arms out wide, left arm down, right arm reaches over. Sweep it across in front of you. Get that shoulder release. Press both hands up above your head. Now interlace the hands, palms towards the ceiling. Arc out over to the right. Now you can stay here if you want a little bit more of a stretch. Cross your left leg behind and get that stretch through that left side. Gaze can be yours wherever you want it. Breath. Breath out. Come back to center. Hands at your heart center on the inhale. Press your palms, flow low on the exhale, tipping the weight forward. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, down to seat pose. Inhale, come back up. Now interlace your hands again. See if you can get them a different way. Start at a different point, palms toward the ceiling. Arc over to your left. Do what you want with this other leg. You can base up or you can cross it behind you to get a little extra stretch. So breath out. How's this landing with you so far? Come up. Are you noticing some tight places? And breath out. Belly button to the spine. Forward fold is your exhale. Inhale, come up halfway. Step the left leg back. You're in the right leg lunge, a little forward, a little back, just to loosen up the hips. Now drop your left heel in and come all the way up. Warrior one is your inhale. Exhale is your back bend. Straighten your arms on the inhale. Plug the shoulders out of the ears, pinkies towards each other, and then open it up, adjust your feet. Warrior two is your exhale. Let this pose land with you energetically first with your legs. First the physical body, and then let the energy speak to you through the pose. Then extend your arms out. Reverse your warrior on the inhale. Stay committed to that lunge. Knees tracking over the little toe. Gaze is yours. Come back up to the center, and then cartwheel your arms down. Twisted lunge is your inhale. Exhale, deepen it. Plant your right hand down. Left leg comes back to meet the right. Cross your left leg on top of your right ankle. And then 3 tricep push-ups. So 1, 2, 3. Keeping that cross of the ankles. Left leg is on top. Push back to downward facing dog. Just having a little fun with our bodies today. Breath out. Now uncross your leg, push back to downward facing dog. Jump or step to the space between your hands. Inhale, come up halfway, lift. Exhale, ragdoll. This is more about tractioning the spine than opening the hamstrings. So bend your knees as much as you need to and just feel that first traction. Hands are inside elbows. If your hip flexors are feeling tight, grab behind. Let your head just go. Head is off duty. Breath in, breath out. Bend your knees, reverse swan dive. Bring it up on the inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Step your right leg back. You're in twisted lunge here. Ground down through the right hand. Left arm comes up and drop your right heel in. Breath in, come up. Warrior one is your inhale. And then exhale, float your arms. Bring it back up. Left hip back, right hip a little bit forward. Squaring the hips, squaring the chest. Sweep it up on the inhale. Open it to warrior two is your exhale. Inhale, reverse your warrior. And then exhale here, cartwheel your arms down. Now bring your left leg back to meet the right. This time you're going to have your right foot on top of your left ankle and bend your elbows. 3 tricep push-ups. 1, drop to the knees if you need to modify. 2, you might need more, do double time if you've had one of those days. 3, and then push back with your legs crossed. Get into that space, get into that left calf. If you're not feeling it in your left calf, then see if you can lay that heel down onto the ground. Breath, breath out. Uncross your legs, come up to a halfway lift after you jump on through. Halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Now bend your knees, bring in a reverse swan dive, brings you all the way up on the inhale. And then exhale, hands behind your back, interlace the hands, shine the heart up. Now take your hands and make a mono fist, bring it over to your right side, and just a little neck roll here. Roll to the left, roll to the right, get that tension out. And then other side, mono fist to the left, look down. One more. Bring your hands up on the inhale and press your palms, hands in front of the heart on the exhale. Sweep your arms up and press the palms together. Cross your thumbs, pull the belly into the spine, ears between the biceps, feet are about hip width apart, and forward fold this way. Okay, stopping halfway down, engaging that low back, and then exhale, come all the way down. Go ahead and jump or step back to plank. Lower 2 chaturanga. We're not doing too many of these because we're saving those triceps for later. Come through upward facing dog or cobra, pulling the weight through. And then downward facing dog is your exhale. Okay, step your right leg through on the inhale. Drop your left heel in and come up, warrior one. Warrior one is your pose. Exhale, airplane arms. Inhale, lead with your left arm. Open it up to star pose. Skandasana to your left. Now we're going to do 2 sets of Skandasana. So come down this one if you can keep your right foot flat. Go ahead, you don't have to. Come back down as far as you like on this one. It's early in the morning here, so I'm going to probably not go as deep as you might be going if you've already warmed up. And then our second Skandasana, we're going to visit and have the heel come up. Feel free to take extra time in these. Come back up if you're with me on the inhale. Hands on the hips. Reach yourself up to star. And then exhale. Open it back up to warrior two. This time, take your left hand behind you and reverse your warrior from here. Now you can stay here, or if you choose, you can take a little bind here, passing the strap between your hands. I'll move so you can see. So breath and breath out. Now keep it to extended side angle, keeping those hips open, pressing back through that left leg. You can stay here, you can put your right hand on a block or on the inside and pivot to face it open. You can even take a small bind if you want. Learning how to be comfortable when we're constricted is an important part of yoga practice. Breath in, breath out. Now release, come back to warrior two. And then hands at the heart center, horse pose, a little side to side. I'll face you. So here we are. Bring your hands to the inside of the thighs. And this one's going to be a little bit different. So you're going to curl your hands down to the ankles. Okay. And then round the back and lengthen. Push. Push your knees open with your elbows. And round and lengthen. Come all the way up to star pose on your inhale. Now here's the deal. You're going to go warrior two to face the left on the exhale. Okay? Cartwheel your arms down. Push yourself back to plank pose. And then come to forearm plank. So down to forearm. We're going to hold forearm plank just for about a minute. So if you've got any funny jokes, this is a good time to be telling them if you're practicing with more than one person. Normally we hold for 2 minutes, especially in the winter time, just to build that heat. And in yoga we call that building Agni, the fire. And come back and forward. It's usually not everybody's favorite pose, but it ignites the core enough so that we're nice and safe and stable to do arm balances, inversions. You're halfway there already. I like to rock back and forth. If this bores you, you can step out, and in. Totally up to you. Almost there. Kind of like one of those football minutes where if you had kids, it's like a minute in labor. Breath, and then lower down. Now bend up the knees, windshield wiper your legs. Okay, forehead to the mat. Interlace your hands behind your back. Extend your legs out long. Shoulders up, back, and down. And pick everything up from the waist down. Pick it up off the mat. Now you can release the hands. And then pick the head up. Bring your arms in front of you. Superhero pose. So breath out. Come back to center. Tabletop is your inhale. Downward facing dog is your exhale. Down dog. Okay, continuing with sun B. Step your left leg in. Drop your right heel and come up. Warrior one again. On this side with your left leg forward, interlace your hands behind your back, arch the heart up, and then exhale, release your hands, airplane arms. Sweep either side of the foot, all the way open, adjust your feet to warrior two. From here, reverse your warrior, and you can pass the strap or maybe take a bind with your hands, totally up to you. Remembering that this right hip comes up and back. Take the tension out of the neck. And then extended side angle is your release. So releasing out. Now you can also bind here with a strap or just take your right hand behind you. One side might feel better than the other for binding. Breath in. And the other side is probably the side that needs more. So if we have a tighter side, bring your hands up on an inhale to star pose, and then hands on the hips. Toes are closer than heels. Usually if we have a tighter side, it's actually a stronger side to work with, so then we just have to be able to loosen it up. And yoga helps us find that balance between strength and flexibility. We've got to have it all, we've got to have all of it, right? Come back to center, and then arms out, wide bright chest, and forward fold is your exhale. Keeping it forward, tipping it forward. Okay, now from here, you've got options. And this is why I said it was a good idea to warm the core early. So I'll show you from the side. You can come down and make it a super, super wide dolphin. You can have your head down here if you choose and come onto the toes, maybe picking up one leg, maybe the other, plugging the shoulders into their sockets. And you can play with this for a little bit if you want. You can bring your legs out, soles of feet together. Wherever you are, just make sure that your head is lower than your bottom so that we can call this an inversion. So you're in for 3, 2, 1. Again, engaging the core. Whoop, bringing legs down. Coming back to Praserada, which is how we started. And then bending the knees and coming all the way up. Star pose again. All right, hands on your hips. Pivot to face the front with your right leg forward. Bring that left arm up and then reach it across. Reach, reach, reach. Now I might have to get more space between my feet. Maybe so, maybe not. Stay here. And then release it down. So left arm down, right arm down, standing split is your inhale. Now you can point that toe a lot. We're gonna come airplane from below, just to warn you. So come up from the bottom. Balance can be tricky. There you go. Bring the left knee in and extend it out and in and out. Strengthening that hip flexor out and then up and across for figure 4. Yeah. Having a little fun with figure 4 today. We said it was going to be fun. So to start with, depending on the amount of sitting or how early in the day it's been for you, I like to have my hand pressing into my foot, my left hand on a block. Some of you might want to interlace your hands behind your back and get chest expansion, totally up to you. Breath in, breath out. Now from here, your right hand can be on your hip. You can grab that strap and put it under your foot if you want, or grab your peace fingers with your toes. Your toes with your peace fingers, I'm sorry. It's kind of a monkey mind moment. And then extend your leg out. Can't blame it on anything. I don't think it's a full moon. Maybe extend. You can modify this with your knee bent. And then come back to center. And return back down to figure 4. There you go. Pressing the hands. Working those stabilizer muscles and opening that hip up. Breath in, breath out. Release and come up on the inhale. Shakti clap on 3. 1, 2, 3. I hope you're doing it at home. Exhale the breath. Forward fold. Okay. Gorilla pose. So feet are hip width apart. Put the back of your hands down. Toes come up to the inside of the wrist and lengthen. And then exhale, fold. Bending the elbows, just letting the head hang. I like to wiggle my toes and get a little wrist massage. Breath in. And then breath out, fold. One more. And fold. Now bend your knees and come up, reverse swan dive. Separate your feet hip width distance apart, hands on the mat again, and pivot to face the left. So your left leg is forward. Take a moment, get more space between your feet if you need. Reach the right arm up on the inhale, and then reach, 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 leveling the hips, leveling the sacrum, getting that space. When you're ready, put your right hand down, left hand down, launch it to standing split on this side. Okay, now you can stay here and get a couple breaths. You can grab behind your shin if that's helpful for you, if that's where you're going. If you're a handstander, I would advise you go for it now. Breath in and breath out. Now bending your left knee, we're going to come up to airplane on the left leg, and then bring the right knee under and extend and under, pulling it in, extend. 2 more. Extend. Really tightening that left leg. Under, extend, and then bring it up and over and cross it. Figure 4 on this side. Okay, feeling that stretch in the outer hip, getting that depth through bending the standing leg. And you can do the same thing on this side. You can press your left hand into the sole of the right foot, and your right hand can push into a block. And boy, does that help give an opening here. There you go. So stay with it. You're in for 3, 2, and 1. And then come up. Grab the peace fingers with your grab the toe with your peace fingers of your right hand. I did it again. And then extend it out and open it up. Reaching through the heel. Grounding down through that left foot. You're in for 3, 2, 1. Back down. Slowly, slowly. And you can do the hand press, whichever you'd rather do here. Your release is going to be forward fold. Interlace your hands behind your back and get shoulder expansion. Let that head just dangle. Okay, come up on the inhale. Utkatasana. Give it a squeeze. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Now lift the heels on the exhale. Round and come down, reach, grab either side of, touch either side of the mat with your hands and come up, Utkatasana, and then exhale, back bend, still squeezing the block. Inhale, arms are straight, and then exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come up halfway, and exhale, jump or step back to plank pose, holding the block. Now come over to the right side, Vashisthasana with the block. We're doing this a little bit differently. And then we're going to drop the hips and pick them up. Drop and up, just working the obliques and the core. Up and drop, up. Cross it over, push downward facing dog. Jump or step to that space between your hands with the block. Come up halfway, squeezing the block. Exhale, forward fold. Bend your knees, come up. Utkatasana. It can be as deep or as shallow as you want. And exhale, airplane arms. Inhale, sweep it up. Exhale, come deeper, sipping bird. Lower it down. Now let your hands graze either side of the feet. And exhale, open the heart. Bring the elbows in, puff and round 1 time. And come all the way down, forward fold, while squeezing the block. Your inner thighs are going to be talking to you later. Come up halfway and jump or step back to plank pose. Maybe a chaturanga, maybe an upward facing dog. And then downward facing dog. Press back into it and come over to your left side. Adjusting that left hand so that your wrist is underneath your shoulder. Now from here, squeezing the block, drop the hips and bring them up. And drop and up. This is for the obliques. Last one. Come back to plank pose. Now lower all the way down. From here, You can bend up your legs, windshield wiper your legs, and then grab the outside of your feet and press Bakasana, half frog. Right leg in, maybe you spin your hands so that it's pressed to the outside of your ribs. Remember, if there's any knee pain at all, back out of it and just take this as the core work of your back bend. And then next leg, maybe pressing, maybe spinning that ankle, maybe not. Okay, and then maybe this time you press both feet just to get that quad opening. Breath and breath out. Now prop yourself up on your right arm and roll over. Stamp your left foot out. Grab your right foot with your left hand and roll onto your back. You're in for 3, 2, 1. Coming back to center, and same thing on the other side. Right foot stamped, grabbing the left foot with the right hand, and then rolling onto your back. Okay, we've got the lumbar spine taken care of. We're almost done with part 1, getting ready to start part 2. So just feel that space that you've created and decide, how is this practice landing with you? How are you metabolizing this in your nervous system? Come back to center and push yourself up to a comfortable seat, curling the toes underneath you, and staying here for a foot stretch. Now releasing your hands, bring them up, hands at heart center. So we like to hold this for at least 30 seconds to a minute. It's a wonderful stretch for your feet. We don't usually stretch our feet. When you think about it, we walk on them all day. So this is a life changer for your practice and for the rest of your day. Okay? And from here, I'm going to have you push up and back, downward facing dog. Downward facing dog. So core is nice and warm. We've got everything going for us right now. Now sweep your right leg up on the inhale. Bend your knees, stack the hip on the exhale. Stay here, making sure that that left heel is behind the left toe. And then straighten the leg on the inhale. Knee to nose, exhale. Inhale, extend it. Exhale, knee to right tricep. Inhale, extend. Exhale, step it all the way through between your hands and rise to your first crescent lunge of the practice. So come up, make sure each foot has a lane, okay? I have a sensitive back, so I'm keeping a bend in that back knee, but my front knee is tracking over the little toe. We're good. Reaching the hands up on the inhale, and then left arm comes underneath the right on the exhale, pressing the fingers. So breath, and then breath out, lean it forward. Now your weight is on the right leg. Bring the left leg up and over for Garudasana Eagle Pose. So you can make a wrap or you can make a kickstand with that foot. Pressing the palms up, coming to full breath, breath out, squeezing everything in. This pose is said to be wonderful for the immune system. And then come all the way down. Maybe your fingers touch the ground. Maybe you take a twist here, a little eagle twist. So breath, breath out, pressing, pressing, rinsing that lymphatic system. Bring it up on the inhale, and then unwind. Weight is on the left leg. We're going to come to tree on the left leg. Now we worked with tree on the block in my class this weekend, and it worked really well for some people. So I would get a little playful in your practice. Maybe bring that leg up, take a moment to center, feel the energy you're creating in your body. You can stabilize or pick up that leg and press it into your thigh. This is a wonderful pose for grounding you in times of change, which is life. When you stop changing, you stop living. I think Benjamin Franklin said that. So you're in for 3, and 2, and 1. Reach your arms up on the inhale. Nice. Press your palms on the exhale. And then come back down. Remove your block. Push yourself back to downward facing dog. Pedal it out. And then sweep your left leg up. Bend the knees, stack the hip. Feel that opening through the hip flexor. Now you can come down to your right elbow if you like and just push it open a little bit more. Sometimes I tend to do that. Sometimes I move my left hand out a little bit. Don't be rigid in these poses. Reaching through that right heel. So breath and breath out. Straighten the leg on the inhale. Recommit your hands. Knee to nose. Inhale, extend. Knee to left tricep. Inhale, extend. And then step it through between your hands. Left leg lunge. Ground down through the left heel and come on up. Crescent lunge is your inhale. A little wobbly. And then right arm underneath. Pressing those palms together. This is too much on your shoulders. Try this. You're still going to be squeezing. It's okay. Breath. And breath out. Now bring that left hip back. Redistribute the weight. Hands toward the front. You can kind of nestle in to your bicep. And then bring your right leg up and over for eagle pose. Right arm is under, right leg is over. Now you can make the wrap, or you can kickstand that foot. You've got a deep inhale here, and an exhale. Finding that stability. One more. Exhale the air. Now bend your elbows and you can come down. You might want to come to the floor. You might want to take a twist here. This is totally up to you. Okay, just keeping things open. Seeing how your body's different from one side to the other. Where do you hold more tension? Which side is stronger? Which side does more of the work? You're in for 3, just building that immune system. 2 and 1. Come on up. Gently, gently. And releasing. Now your right leg has been off duty. It's going on the block. Okay. And we're coming to tree. Pressing the hands. Maybe one side is different than the other. It's up to you. It doesn't have to be the same. Just finding those muscles. You might want to move your arms and grow your tree. Back to center. And you're in for 3 and 2 and 1. Release. Okay, get that block out of the way. Step your feet out very, very wide and come up on the inhale. Hands to the heart center on the exhale. Now pivot to face the right. We're going to come to pyramid pose. Bring that right hip back, left hip forward. Now from here, we get a long angle. You can play around with getting your right arm possibly underneath, stepping that left foot back. Maybe the right arm can come under, maybe the head can come a little bit behind the ankle. You're in for 3. If you want, you can take an arm balance here. 2, 1. I like to take my arm underneath and then face up and maybe extend the right leg out and let that left leg lift. My left cheek is almost to the ground. 2, 1. Okay, come back, downward facing dog. Come to the toes on the inhale. Step the left leg through on the exhale. Now drop your right heel in slightly, whatever you need. Okay. And maybe that leg comes up, the arm comes underneath the leg. Maybe that ankle comes behind the neck. Maybe you play with the arm balance a little bit, just getting the weight in to the fingertips so you're not dumping in the wrist. And then maybe wiggling that left leg off, putting it on a block if you want. I'm modifying on this side. You're in for 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and push yourself back, downward facing dog. Ripple round forward and come all the way to plank. Now bend your knees and come to a seat. Cross your legs underneath you. Okay, we're going to do a few different things to get into this pose. So let's start first with a straddle stretch. So legs are wide. Digging the heels in and then walking your hands out in front. Move the ears between the biceps. And coming back to center. And then pulling that right knee in. Giving it a little squeeze. Crossing it over and bending up your left knee. So coming to seated figure 4 pose. Seated figure 4. You can bring the hips a little bit closer. Feel that stretch in the outer hip. I like to rock a little side to side. Okay, from here, you can push yourself up and then take your right arm underneath like we dove it before, and maybe you use a strap, maybe you just take the bind here, extending that left leg out, kind of like a seated birds of paradise on break, and extending that leg up. Now from here, we're going to come down, and we're going to cradle the baby. There you go. Your little foot baby. You might not want to get too affectionate. You don't know where that foot might have been. Just kidding. So back to center, and then rock a little side to side, and then you can do some of these. We have like the archer pose, bringing that back. Nice and good for our hips. Okay, and then we come to this part of the pose. We're going to Ashtavakras, so bound ankle pose. So I've got this, my shoulder is almost underneath the knee, sort of. Okay, my left hand is going to come on top, over across my right foot, and I'm going to press and extend. Extend out. And then we can try from here for the arm balance. It's totally up to you. Okay, so for this, you can have your foot hooked under or above. If you want to try this on blocks and you have 2 blocks, you could give it a try. I've seen it done. I don't have 2 blocks with me. So some people also like this foot to go under and then they pick up the hips. I like this foot on top. So this is personal preference, and then you just stick your behind back, bend the elbows, and extend those legs out. And you're in for 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and drop it down. Extend your legs out. And that's it. So just a little fun with an arm balance. Okay? So we're going to do it on your left side as well. I'm probably going to demo again on my right side because I'm recovering from a procedure on the left side. So I'm going to start out by cueing you. Left leg is over. And then bend up your right knee. And come to seated figure 4 on this side. You can roll out, you can rock and roll a little bit side to side. Notice the difference between your 2 hips and how it feels. And then from here, you can take that bind where you take your left arm under and maybe extend that left leg up. I'm just going to take it in a seat. Breath. 2. Getting deep into it today. 1. All right, now coming back to center, you can cradle the baby. This little baby had garlic for breakfast or something. We're not getting it closer. but you can probably get yours just as close. Or you might have one side that's a little resistant, I'll say. Maybe it's socially distancing. Breath in. And breath out. It's coming along. Now you can take your left arm underneath, right arm across the top of that left foot, and then press and get a little opening here. Actually a pretty big opening before we go for the big kahuna, which is the arm balance. Okay, so probably will not demonstrate on this side. I'm going to demonstrate with my right leg, but this will be your left. So your left arm is going to come underneath. Your right leg is going to come either above or below. And then you're going to bend elbows, feel like a monkey for a little bit there, and then extend out. So you're in for 3, 2, 1, and lower down. Nice. Reach the arms up on the inhale, twist it to your left on the exhale. Breath and breath out. Come back to center. Paschimottanasana. Reach through your heels, reach through your hands, and bring it forward. And you can stop when your back is flat, your low back, once it starts to round. You might want to stay here if you're dealing with low back issues. If you want to stretch your mid-back, your thoracic spine, you can round and come all the way down. You can use your book or block, or whatever you've got, and reach forward just to get more of an extension. And you're in for 3, 2, and 1. Okay, coming up on the inhale, and we're going to do a couple back bends here. So let's come onto your mat. I'm going to cue bridge, and then of course if wheel is in your practice, you can do 2 sets of wheel. If not, I would recommend doing the bridge first. You're warmed up either way. You can also do 2 sets of bridge. Okay, if you would like support for your bridge, you can place the block underneath your sacrum. That bony plate back there, okay? I love this one. My palms are up, my middle finger is grazing my heels, my toes are closer together than my heels, and then I just stay here for support. Very important that you look up and only up in this pose. If you want bridge without the block, you're going to pick up your hips and then interlace your hands and pick everything up. So you've got 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and lower down. Let the knees fall on each other. Windshield wiper your legs a little side to side. And then we're going to come to 1 supported viparita in between back bends here. Bring your knees into your chest, cross the ankles, and flatten the sacrum. There you go. Breath. You can even press the knees down. Maybe rock a little side to side. Maybe rock all 4 corners of the sacrum. There's 4 ligaments that support it, so we want to hit north, south, east, and west. And then come back to center, taking the block underneath, and then lay straight up the wall, or up the air in this case, and just feel that support on your sacrum. The sacrum, the cranial and sacral area are 2 areas that we focus on, especially when times can be a little stressful, because they ground us and tell us everything is going to be okay. So breathe as though your life is going to be totally okay, because it is. Breath and breath out. Okay, so second set, you've got options for bridge. You've got your block if you want support. If you want high support for bridge, I have to come up on my toes. You might not. You get the block vertically in the sacrum and stay here. Now you can stay here, or you can put the soles of your feet together in this version of bridge and your palms up. Now you can choose to stay in this so needed pose, or you can push yourself up to a wheel pose. If your day is not complete without wheel, I would say we try. So toes are closer than heels, hands are outside the ears. I push up and stop, and then I readjust my feet and my arms. We do 3 lion's breaths here. So that's tongue out on the exhale, eyes crossed. Lower down slowly, slowly, slowly. Woo! Knees in to each other, rock a little side to side. Then cactus your arms and drop your knees over to the right. From here, you can pick up your right foot and put it on top of that left thigh. And then reach the arms up, a little pull. We've stretched the body, we've strengthened the body, we've built our flexibility with this practice. Come back to center, windshield wiper your legs again. And then drop them over to the left. Reach the arms up. So I'm not sure about the state of your hips or low back, but I have from my clients been hearing that that and shoulders and neck are the biggest areas of concern right now. So I try to make sure that this class will be good for everybody, but I am going to address those issues. So stay for one more breath. And breath out. And then come back to center. Now for this one, what you're going to do is take your knees as though you're doing reverse tabletop. You're going to press away while your knees push towards you and resist yourself. So you've got 1, 2, shaking is good, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Whew. And then take your hands, and now your knees are going to push and you're going to pull them in towards you, grounding that sacrum down. Ready? Push away as you pull them in. 1, there should be shaking. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now you're going to push them towards each other while your knees are pushing into your hands. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Whew. For this one, you're going to have a fist between, and you're going to push into your fists while your fists try to open your legs. Your legs are going to try to push them closed. This is medicine for the low back and hips. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Right, coming back to center. You can cross your legs, take a little lap around your sacrum. And then we can roll up 1, 2, 3, and come up to a tall seat. From here, extend your legs out. Take your right leg in, half lotus pose, okay? Now you can stay here in half lotus and find your center and bring this other leg just bent up. The rule for this pose and all poses is any knee pain, we back out of it and just come to an easy seat, okay? But for now, we can roll over, pick up that left leg, and maybe some of you can pop it up there on the other side. Remember, any sharp pain at all, you're out of this. Okay, we can also work on picking up the hips, lengthening the spine. Almost there. You're in for 3, 2, and 1. Okay, and then we come out of it, we roll over, unleash the left leg and right leg. Now bring your left leg up. This may or may not work for me. Yeah. And then roll over to that left side and maybe cross that right foot over top. Maybe not. Nope, not today. So I'm going to modify. Feel that length. Feel that peace. Every day is a little bit different. We don't step onto the same yoga mat as the same people that we were yesterday, or even from morning to evening. Take a break from your thinking, just for a minute. When you're ready, extend your legs long out in front of you and twist open to the right. Lengthen here. And then twist over to your left. Lengthen it up. Bend up both knees and lower yourself down as slowly as you want to get there. Stop when you're at your elbows. Palms down, and wiggle your hips, your sitting bones onto the back of your hands, extending your legs out, and then arching the heart for fish pose. When you're ready, lengthen, bring both knees into your chest. Keep that right leg a little bit closer than the left. Extend your left leg out. And then grab your block or the books. Gently guide your right leg across your body. Taking this deep, detoxifying twist. Finding the four corners of the ceiling, decentralizing yourself, just bringing yourself there. Back to center on the inhale, bring both knees in, extend your right leg out, left leg is to the outside, cross it over your body, rest it on the block, take a twist here. Back to center on the inhale, and then extending out to Shavasana, the final pose, the most important pose. And take this moment to just rest as awareness. There's nothing to do. It's all done. Feel the earth underneath you. Feel the support. Feel the deep sense of peace. And know that this place is always available to us. We just take these brief moments, snap out of it, and drop our thinking. Yoga means to yoke, it means union. And it's where we come back to ourselves and we find that space where we're all united. We tap into that energy. And in doing so, we strengthen ourselves both individually and collectively. So take this moment, give thanks to your body. Give thanks to those people in your life. And I would like to thank you for joining us today for this practice. Remembering that taking those little breaks from our thinking, those little intermittent breaks, make us a calmer, more grounded person. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your week. Namaste.